The buttery tones. Padded Room Radio is on the air, motherfuckers. My name is Darian. I'm back for another week of horror bullshit. My gassy friend Jason Harrell's in the house.
Hey!
And my beardy friend Buddy is also here.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on? I got the whole Compton posse in the house tonight. What's going on, bros?
What's up with you?
What
I took this week off for Hot August Nights.
The whole week?
Yeah, the whole week.
Look at you.
I don't know who this guy thinks he is.
I know. What kind of a fucking
work.
slacker this dude is.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you got planned for the week, buddy?
Well, I was already there today. I checked out three casinos and looked at all the old cars, bought a few things, and took Violet's boys there, and that was their first time. They loved it.
They've never been to Hot August Nights?
Nope.
Never?
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
great experience for them.
It's kind of unavoidable in this town. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you step outside your door, you're in Hot August Nights, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't know, Hot August Nights is a pretty much citywide car show that we have here in Reno. Every, I think it's the first weekend in August, but it takes up like the whole week. You got a drag that goes up and down, and then you got like a car wash thing, and every casino has their own special car show and shine, whatever that shit is. My parents used to drag me to it when I was a kid, and since then I have declared that I will never go back again because I'm fucking sick and tired of old cars. If you're a car guy, I get it. That's great. If you're not a car guy, you've seen one, you've seen them all, pretty much.
I like the old cars, but my hatred for sunlight just kind of keeps me away.
If they had like a hot August early evening situation, or a mild August night might be better for you, sir.
Yeah.
What's up with you, Jason?
First day of retirement.
It's done!
That's how I managed to show up here.
It's all done and over with.
I didn't have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I love that about you.
How'd that feel?
Oh, it felt fantastic.
Yeah, buddy.
Slept in until 6:45.
Look at you.
Got up at 6:45 because of no reason.
Okay.
Actually, it was to make Sarah breakfast, because if I don't, she'll pretty much beat me.
Yeah, we've seen the bruises.
Yeah, we've seen it's.
She is the breadwinner now.
So you are beholden.
I am
You're
a kept
indentured.
man.
That's cool, man. I'm the same way,
cool.
dude. I cannot sleep past 7 no matter how hard I try. So what's the plan now? Just chill?
I'm going to be a retiree, probably an obese one.
That's okay.
I had no plans.
Awesome.
Literally no plans.
None at all.
I think that's the best way to be,
love that
to
about
be a
you.
retiree.
Yeah, just float.
That's a great start.
Just float to an early grave.
And I'm at least not making any plans for the first week, damn it.
Look at you over here making plans to not make plans. Mm-hmm. And technically that is a plan.
It is.
So you just
I got to try harder, or do I try less?
Well, I mean, you want to try less, but you have to try less.
Gosh,
You're going to have to try hard to try less.
Paradoxical.
Yeah.
I'm going down a rabbit hole, inmates. Gentlemen, I also am retiring from flag football.
Are you?
I coached my last 2 games on Sunday for a while. And I hate to admit it, but I already miss it.
Whoa.
I do. What I need to do, I'm not committing to anything, but I need to have a couple of my Sundays back. Because my Sundays and my Friday nights have and most of my week, now that I think about it, have pretty much been flag football. That's it. I got to coach Daphne's team, I got to coach Deacon's team, and then I got to be at both games because I call defensive plays for both teams. So, and sometimes they play back like fucking 2 Sundays ago, they both played a doubleheader, back to back to back to back.
Wow.
I spent about 8 hours just on the field calling plays with a clipboard and a headset. It was bananas. So I need to have a couple of Sundays free. I miss the hell out of those kids. I'll be honest. I hate to admit it because they were the biggest pains in my asses ever. But I already miss them, man. And I think Deacon's in Pop Warner now. So he's there right now as we speak. Probably getting banged around.
With real coaches?
With real coaches. It's real football now. It's not flag. Flag is a completely different sport, dude. Mm-hmm. Rules are different. Plays are different. All kinds of weird shit. Daphne is wanting to try out like a dance class or some shit. I don't know. But
probably won't be teaching that.
I will not be teaching that. I cannot dance to
I've seen your moves.
My fucking life.
I'd pay to watch it, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let me direct you to my OnlyFans.
Yeah. A lot of twerking.
I kind of miss it. I might come back in the winter after Pop Warner's over. I don't know, man. It's a bittersweet goodbye.
Yeah.
And walking out of the sports dome on Saturday, I think somebody sprayed some pepper spray or some, especially because all the parents got together and bought me and the other coaches like tokens of appreciation. I got a brand new Minnesota Vikings hat.
Nice. Yeah.
I was like, I hate your kids. Don't pukes, you bunch of maggots. Learn how to play football. Take it. But it's a bittersweet goodbye. Hopefully, maybe I will come back in the winter after Pop Warner's done for the season. I don't know. I'm not going to commit, but I want to get used to having my Sundays back for a while. You know, being a little less bogged down with all this shit.
I don't know how you parents do it.
It's very busy, and it can be taxing, but I look at it like, you know, at some point my kids are going to remember it, and they're going to remember that I was out there with them, and that is worth more than sitting on the couch playing Nicolas Cage Dead by Daylight.
Hey.
All right, enough about me getting sentimental. Let's get into a horror show here, gentlemen. Horror news, listener mail, all the usual bullshit. I suggest we start it off with a little horror news.
Horror news.
What you got for us tonight, Jason? Oh, shit! Whoa, easy!
Man down.
I didn't tell you to slap him.
Night of the Demons 3 Collector's Edition coming out from Scream Factory, October 3rd, 2023. You can also pick that up in a gigantic bundle for like $1 million. It's like all three. It's like part 1, 2, and 3 with pins and posters, and it's like $160.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
But
these are like 4K releases.
Okay. Have you seen Night of the Demons 3?
No.
Have you seen Night of the Demons 2?
Not heard great things.
It is not good. And if you're expecting anything remotely resembling the original Night of the Demons, you're not going to get it.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember something about a Catholic school. And that's the one where the chick's boobs turn into hands and they grab the guy. Yeah, so there's that for you. It wouldn't be a Night of the Demons movie without some boob trauma.
That would really give a different twist to titty fucking.
It would, because or titty slapping, or a lot of
titty high fiving.
I mean, hey.
New horror movie, Haunting of the Queen Mary, sets sail on Halloween in 1938 on the world's most haunted ocean liner, coming this month. That is, I forget where that one's showing at, so I'll skip right over it.
I saw the poster for it.
Yeah,
it looks interesting.
It's a cool poster.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
And lastly, I don't know what this is going to translate to, but supposedly Disney is done releasing physical media in Australia.
Oh.
So the last Disney movie that will be shipped or released there is the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Oh.
Now, I don't know if this is just Disney titles or everything that's underneath the umbrella of Disney.
Yeah, Marvel.
But no matter what, because Disney's really separating themselves from physical media as a whole.
Yeah.
And I don't know why Australia, of all places, kind of, was the first to go.
Probably because it's the farthest away.
I guess the damn shipping costs. You've seen the shipping
costs. I have.
Costs.
You know what it costs to ship a board game over there? Don't get me started.
So I don't know what that's going to translate to, but I'm sure it's not good things.
Okay, so good investment idea right now. Start buying up Marvel movies. Disney also, I mean, like the fucking cartoons and all that shit, I assume. And keep it physical. Let's get physical. Physical.
Olivia Newton-John had it right.
Ooh, some leotards.
That's all I got.
Buddy?
Well, in the theaters this week, Meg 2 is coming out to the theaters.
Woo!
I know.
I mean, the Trench, right?
Yeah, the Trench.
Okay, so from what I haven't seen the trailers, and I
haven't either.
I haven't seen Meg 1 yet.
No?
No. But from what I understand, they're pitching this one as much more horror and less action because it's supposed to involve like bizarro sea creatures,
right,
in this trench or whatever. So I don't know, something to think about maybe if you're in the mood for a sea creature kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. And Insidious: The Red Door, that is still making money in theaters. However, it's now coming to your home.
Coming to my home.
Yeah. Your home.
Hey, I didn't
your
invite
home, my home, Jason's home.
I did not invite it over here.
It's the back red door.
Yeah, that's right. It's the back red door.
It's about as red as it's going to get.
Yeah. It's just going to get redder.
Okay. So what? VOD?
Yep.
Physical
VOD.
media? Okay. Very nice.
Yep. That's all I got. What do you got?
Dudes. Let me tell you that trailers are up right now for Saw 10.
Whoa.
Okay. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking to yourselves, how are they going to trot this old dead guy back out and have him fuck around again?
Oh, they've been doing that.
Well, yes. Yes and no. This one actually is supposed to sit firmly and comfortably in between Saw 1 and Saw 2.
Oh.
So it's going to be like a retro situation there. I would. I'm not. What are you shaking your head for, Jason Harrell?
Because he's 1,000 years old.
He's not 1,000 years old.
They're going to have to make him look 900 years old.
Okay, so I watched the trailer. Would you like me to explain this to you, or do you want me to abstain?
Just tell me if it looked okay.
Well, they did a good job of explaining why he looks older now than he did in the...
Okay.
So,
they did, huh?
Yes, they did.
I look forward to it.
I can break it down. Do you want me to?
No,
or no?
I'm
Okay,
good.
all right. But Tobin Bell returning, also Shawnee Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So there's that. I'm
You
excited
knew they were going
for
to bring her back.
Yeah.
I think...
They make her look younger, too.
No. But, that's a whole thing. What else we got here? It looks like... Have you guys been keeping up with this Castlevania stuff?
No.
Okay, it's an anime cartoon. It's on Netflix. Monica made me watch the first season. I wasn't mad at it. Never got around to the second season. Castlevania Nocturne animated series hits Netflix this September. You guys fans of the video games at all?
The video game was fun.
Sure. There's like 1,000 of them now.
Love part 2.
Yeah?
Symphony of the Night was good.
Yeah. All kinds of stuff in there if you're interested, like little video game Easter eggs, stuff like that. Scream Factory is releasing Pumpkinhead and the Blob in 4K. That's supposed to hit this October.
Pre-ordered the Blob yesterday.
I was just going to say, I do not presently own a copy of the Blob. I think I might have to pick that up.
You can have my Blu-ray once I get this.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. I'm talking about the remake, obviously, not the original.
I tried to do the pre-order for Pumpkinhead, but it was certain package releases of the 4K were already out.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, I'll end up getting kind of a standalone release of that one when I can.
Damn it. Right on. What else we got here? Okay, are you guys at all familiar with the Russian sleep experiment? Do you know what I'm talking about? That doesn't ring any bells?
No.
Okay, so there's this creepypasta. It's completely fake. It's made up. But they did a good job of selling it online and convincing a bunch of horny teenagers that it was real. So it made the rounds as an urban legend kind of a situation.
They went to college and said, "This is real.
Hey, this is real.
real.
Hey, a friend of mine was part of this thing. So
I know a guy.
I know a guy. No, it's totally real. Basically, it's like during the end of World War II, the Russians created this sleep experiment where they were going to keep a group of soldiers awake for as long as they possibly could using this weird gas. And they locked them in a room. There was 5 or 6 of them. And, of course, they ended up eating each other. A movie is coming out based on that. No idea when it's going to. It's supposed to release this year. No idea what it's going to be. Obviously, it's going to have something to do with the Russian sleep experiment, but that's something to look forward to.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, or it could be a piece of shit. You never know. What else we have?
There's a midnight snack joke in there somewhere.
Of course. Of course there is, Jason. Speaking of midnight snack jokes, Slaughterhouse.
Slaughter.
Movie about a killer sloth.
Wow.
Is hitting theaters this summer.
Sounds action-packed.
This is the fallout of Cocaine Bear. We need to find animals and make them into silly horror movie villains ASAP because that thing made a couple of dollars at the box office.
Mm-hmm.
What did we have? A meth crocodile, I think, was one that already came out.
You had Zombievers.
Zombievers. That was pre-Cocaine Bear, though. And that was really...
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's all, coming off the tails of shittier movies.
Of course.
That were their predecessor.
I liked Zombievers, but only for the opening and the closing. The rest of the movie was shit, I thought. Right? Bill Burr and John Mayer, they were the best part of the whole movie.
Can't say I watched it.
Oh, yeah. Well, you should check it out.
No thanks.
I mean, it's pretty fun. Like I said, the opening and closing. That's all I got on the horror news, you maniacs. Let's do a little of the old listener mail, shall we?
All right.
Listener mail.
Oh, we got some voicemails and some emails and all kinds of fun stuff going on here. Let's kick it off in Sydney, Australia, shall we?
Yeah.
Our main man, Team, is in the house.
Hey, Tim.
G'day, mate.
Hello, Team. Subject line, I'm a boring bitch.
Well, there you go.
There you have it. What's up, guys? How's everyone this week? I'm doing just fine. Thanks for asking. Pterodome. I'm taking Sammy Kerr. Simple reason, really. Sammy Kerr has better music than Aaron Boone. I mean, you can't really argue with that, can you? Who do you guys think would win in a fight between Sammy Kerr and Aaron Boone?
Sammy Kerr.
Yeah, I thought you would say that, Jason.
Their hair's about the same size.
Yeah. Well, no, Sammy's is bigger.
No, I know.
It's substantially bigger.
I know.
There's more mass to it.
But, I mean, look at that.
Well,
look at that.
I mean, that's a
top,
good,
there.
That's like a good pompadour situation. Sammy's just went out.
It went out in every direction.
Like an explosion. Hair explosion is what it was. Meat hook, top 3 weapons. Number 3, shark teeth. Okay, so that may be cheating, but I fucking love sharks and that's their weapon. Number 2, chainsaw. Leatherface is better than ashes. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Number 1, Freddy's claw. This is so original and would be awesome to have in a zombie apocalypse. No, it wouldn't, Tim.
If you have to get close.
No, you got to get close, man. And, what are you going to do? Poke them in the eyes? They don't care. Forget that.
It'd be exhausting after a while.
Oh, God, that's one tired hand.
Slashing weapons are not the way to go.
No, you need a blunt weapon, Tim. Come on, man. Anyway, I sincerely hope you all are happy and not fighting with each other. Please be kind to one another and let the good times roll. Also, shout out to my fellow inmates. Hope everyone is doing well. Right on, Tim. Thanks for writing in. And it looks like that's all we got on the emails. How about a voicemail or two?
Yeah.
Rightsy do. We got one voicemail here. It's from our main man in Alabama. What's up, Alan?
Hey, Alan.
Hey, room. What's up? Hope everybody's doing good.
We're okay.
So, Pterodome, give me that Black Lawless ripoff, Sammy Kerr. Meat hook, weapons. Number 1, I got to go with Art the Clown's flail. That scalpels and the braids and all that stuff that he whips you with. That's so friggin' nasty.
Yeah, that is.
I love it. Number 2, I'm going to go with the chainsaw, Leatherface. Gotta love it.
Tried and true.
And number 3, Chrome Skull's knife.
Yeah,
That's a bad motherfucker, and I've got it. Honorable mention, not sure if you call it a horror movie. I think it's got elements. The Night Stalker, or Night, whatever his name was, Night, whatever. And that movie Cobra. This is the Night Splash.
Oh, yeah.
That movie, that could be in a cult movie too.
Sure,
That's a good movie. I watched it this week. Anyway, shit. Oh yeah, Mr. Darian, you're head of the family.
Yeah, he got me.
Anyway, that's all I got. Y'all have a good one.
I didn't think anybody was going to get that shit. Right on, Alan. God damn it. All right, fine, you fucker.
Cobra?
Cobra. Have you ever seen Cobra?
Stallone?
Oh, yeah.
You're the disease, and I'm the cure.
Oh, that's a great movie. Brian Thompson in that one.
Saw that in theater.
Did you really?
Wow.
Look at you. Brian Thompson was the villain, like the big villain guy from the 80s. Remember him? Mm-hmm. What do you guys... He was in Fright Night 2. He played like a lackey to the vampire chick.
Was he the vegetarian?
Yeah.
The one that ate bugs?
Ate bugs and would speak Latin to him before he ate them. Yeah. What else? Cobra, obviously. He was in that Vampire the Masquerade TV show. Basically, anytime you needed a big guy... He was Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Terrible movie.
It is.
One of the worst movies I've ever seen. He was like the guy, though. And I guess he just aged out. You can only be the big buff guy for so long. Right on, Alan. Thanks for calling in, amigo. That's all we got on listener mail, bros. You guys got anything for Tim or Alan?
Thanks, fellas.
Yeah, thanks for calling and writing in.
Absolutely. Let's get into a movie. Let's go to the Ural Mountains of Russia, fellas.
Ural Mountains.
53 years ago, 9 people set up camp in the Ural Mountains in Russia. It had become known as the Dyatlov Pass incident.
Are you scared?
No.
We're recreating a trip in which 9 people died.
Yeah, what, like 50 years ago?
Time to go.
It's a test, you know? Man against the elements.
Guys, say hi from Ibdel! Come look at this!
What is it?
The GPS is all screwed up.
We should just leave.
By the time we get packed up and get moving, we're gonna be hiking in the dark.
You gotta reset it now.
Ah! Ah! They tried to bury us so it looked like an accident.
Help! Where'd he go?
It is The Devil's Pass from 2013. This one got 5.7 stars on IMDb. Solid R rating on this one, directed by Rennie Harlan. You guys remember this dude?
Only in name.
Big in the 80s. Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Cliffhanger, Die Hard 2.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, buddy. Going way back. Written by
I like
Vikram.
Die Hard, too, but Cliffhanger, yum.
Yum.
What a show.
I tell you what, written by Vikram Wheat stars Gemma Atkinson, Holly Goss, and Matt Stocco, I don't know. God, man, we're going to found footage town here, boys. Mm-hmm. And this one, much like... well, we'll get into it, I guess. All right, so we're going to meet our protagonist. Her name is Holly, not Heather, although she's very much a Heather Donahue type, although much more attractive, I'd say. And there's a lot. I'm just going to come out and say it. This is basically the Blair Witch in the snow, right?
Snow, yeah.
All the same pacing, same exact setup. This one gets a little more cred because there actually was a Dyatlov Pass incident that happened in 1918, if I'm not mistaken, not in the 40s, which is when they say. But I'll digress on that. So, yeah, she's a college student. She got a federal grant to write her paper, and she wants to write it on the Dyatlov Pass incident. Now, in the movie, they're saying it's called the Dyatlov Pass because of the group of hikers that went missing there and were later found dead, one of whom was named Dyatlov.
Right.
His last name was Dyatlov. And in reality, Dyatlov in Russian means devil, and that's the name of the pass where the Russian hikers went missing in the 1900s. So that notwithstanding, we just got to write all that off and pretend we don't know anything about the actual incident. So
maybe he was the devil.
Totally. I don't think so, but all right. Totally. So she's going to write a paper on it. She's got a federal grant. She's got a editor. I'm not sure why he needs to come on the trip with us. He's a little scrawny guy named Jensen. And you can tell from the get-go, my friends, Jensen wants to get into Hawley's pants.
Yes,
I think he would have just settled for anybody, though.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He was pretty horny, and he's got his camera named Lucille.
Yeah.
So look out for that. She has her sound girl, played by Gemma Atkinson. Her name is Denise. Gemma Atkinson is a hot piece of ace, my friends. She's been in a couple other horror movies. None that immediately come to mind because I don't think any of them were that good. But she is very attractive, and I would like to do some things to her in private, which I will not discuss with you.
A bold statement for a gay man.
Until they actually happen, then I will, believe me, I will let you know.
Best 10 seconds of her life.
There will be some photo evidence, I hope. That's the sound girl. We also have a couple of hiking experts that are coming with us. We have Andy and JP. Andy is like the survivalist dude, and JP is the experienced hiker. He's went hiking for a full year around the Appalachians. Very excited. These are the pros. They're gonna keep us alive out there. From there, we get a bunch of backstory on the Dyatlov Pass incident as it pertains to the film. Not as to what actually happened in real life. In real life, they still don't know what happened to those hikers. They found them in various states of mutilation and weird nakedness and some other stuff.
Weird.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. There's a lot of theories, but so basically, for the purposes of this movie, in the 1940s, just after the end of the Second World War, a group of 9 hikers went hiking through the Ural Pass in Russia, which is northern Russia, almost kind of bleeding into Siberia, and they all kind of vanished. Search parties couldn't get up there because the weather was too harsh, so they went back in the spring. This was like in the middle of January, too. They went back in the spring after the thaw, and then they found all the bodies. And like the real-life incident, they were all in various states of mutilation, and they were kind of scattered. And some people were wearing other people's clothes, and other people were naked, and they couldn't.
Skulls caved
in, all kinds of nastiness. Never got a real explanation as to what happened to these hikers or what the fuck really went on up there. So we're going to get into Hawley's research a little bit. We have a local indigenous tribe, for lack of a better term, called the Manzis that kind of populate the area around the Ural Mountains. They are similar to an early Native American culture. You know, live off the land type of dudes. No kind of technology or anything like that. They were interviewed for the purposes of Hawley's documentary. And basically they say, this part of the mountain, it's like a weird rift between two worlds. And if you're there at the wrong time, you can walk right into the other world. And well, look out there. Hey.
I think they said it with an accent, so you're going to have to step up your game.
I know, I am sorry. Well, they weren't speaking English, so they're speking Manzi.
Oh.
Which, there's that. I'm not fluent in Manzi. Yet.
Fluent in Pansy.
Pansy, no. I took a Rosetta Stone course on Pansy. So that's great. Now, at this point in the film, we're only about maybe not even a half hour in. We're already cutting to Russian news clips of the search for the American college students. So they've already telegraphed the fact that these kids aren't coming back. All right, bold move, but whatever. Kind of reminds me of another movie that came out 10 years before this, but whatever. Don't let me bog you down with my details. From there, we get a very cool little travel montage of the team coming together. We got the 5 kids: Hawley, Jensen, JP, Andy, and Denise, and they're going from this shitty airport to that shitty airport to they got to ride in the back of a truck to this Russian small town. They're going to freeze to death. They got to get drunk at a local Russian bar where the very creepy bartender makes them do Devil's Pass shots, where he pours vodka and lights it on fire, and then you have to drink it. I guess it's some kind of Russian moonshine. Yeah, good for them. Getting hammered, and then in the truck, Holly's eyes freeze shut, so you got to thaw her eyelashes out
by peeing in them.
Hey, I think she just wanted to try a golden shower. Oh, my eyes are frozen shut. Somebody pee in my face.
Oh, no, my butthole's frozen shut.
Better pee on that, too.
Like when the guy comes out of the cab. Oh, is it cold out here? It is kind of cold out here, isn't it?
Burn.
They were out there 40 miles in the back of the truck.
Forget it. So now they make it to the small town. They've got a couple of interviews lined up. Mm-hmm. One of the dudes was supposed to be... the original excursion was 10 people. But when the original group of 9 got there to the small town, one of the guys got really sick, so he stayed there in the small town while the other 9 took off onto the pass.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah, lucky him. But apparently he never left that small town, because now they want to stay there and interview him. He is now committed to a mental institute, what I think was a mental institution. I don't know what that place was. It looked vaguely like a hospital with some very angry Russian gentlemen kind of guarding him or something.
Big stocky ones too.
Yeah, too. They're like, hey, we're here for our interview with Peter, and they're like, no, he died yesterday, and they come out and they chase the kids off. As they're leaving, they pan up to one of the windows where there's an old guy holding up a sign in Russian. No, he's dead. You go now. So like, all right, man, shit. They get back in the car and drive away. From there, they got to go to a second small town, which is more like a fucking trailer park, it looked like, where we get lucky. The local watering hole just happened to have somebody that was friends of one of the people that went out on the original search party to find him. They went out the spring after the original group went out and found the bodies after the thaw. So they go to this old lady's house. She was one of the search and rescue hikers, and they interview her. And she's like, well, let me tell you something. There was actually 11 bodies that we found.
Not 9.
Not 9, you fuckers. So you got fucking better be careful up there and don't fuck around because you're going to get frozen to death. And I don't know what happened. They're like, 11? No, there's only 9. They're like, yeah, there were 2 extra bodies. I don't know where they came from, dudes. Very ominous, very creepy. It sounds way creepier in a Russian accent. And let me tell you how depressing Russia is.
Tell us.
It looks abysmal, man. It looks absolutely gnarly. I didn't see one water park. I didn't see one hoppin' nightclub. No McDonald's. No plate, not even a fucking slide to go down, Jason.
No hot car shows going
on. No hot August nights. I would like to see a rib festival in Russia. I would like to see maybe a professional sports team. I don't think they have those. Do they? I don't know. I don't even know what they play over there.
Olympics.
Kick the watermelon?
It's just Olympics.
It's just Olympics. That's all. You get it once every 4 years, and you better be there rooting your fucking ass off.
Hunting.
Yeah, hunting. Survival, I guess.
Survival, yeah.
That's the sport in Russia. Oh, the losers, man. They don't do too well.
Yeah.
Anyway, they interview the old lady. She says, yeah, there was 9 bodies, or 11 bodies. I don't know. The official story, though, was that they only found 9. So, interesting that. All right. Now it's time to set off on our actual hike. We get a cute little hiking montage first couple of days. You know, a lot of complaining about snowshoes, a lot of don't touch my camera, a lot of stop filming, we got to do this. It's the opening 20 minutes of the Blair Witch Project in the snow. It's when they're still happy and kicking around and, ooh, look at that, it's beautiful. Oh, look at that, there's a mountain. There's a dead tree over there. That's pretty neat. Eventually, they come to, first they spend one night when they wake up. There appears to be like a bunch of what they're calling Yeti footprints in the snow around their campsite. So they freak right out. Like, what the hell? The Yetis don't exist. Oh, we're out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody knows we're here. What are we doing? Of course, the Heather Donahue of the group, Holly, we're going to push forward and we're going to keep filming. We have to film everything. So, okay. I will say this. Holly, as a character, much more likable than Heather Donahue.
Yeah.
But that being said...
Your hatred for her is unjust.
I disagree, sir. I disagree completely.
I disagree that this is in any way, shape, or form comparable to Blair Witch Project.
Okay, we'll get into that here in a second.
All right.
From there...
a much lesser version of anything related to Blair Witch.
I will say that this is a much toned down version of the Blair Witch, but it's still the Blair Witch Project.
I didn't see one snotty nose.
Oh, there was a snotty nose, sir. In fact, there were several snotty noses. You didn't get the full-on down the nostril shot, but there was plenty of snotty noses. Regardless, they're like, oh, well, they decide to push on anyway. Eventually, they come to a weather. I guess they called it a weather station.
Yeah.
To me, it looked like a box on stilts.
I thought it reminded me of like a lifeguard tower.
Something like
with
that.
No pool.
Boy, it had a box. There was a box
That's
up there.
where Russia's swimming pool's at.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's the off season.
You just got to swim. You swim in snow.
Yeah.
You wear a jacket. You swim. You die. You die. They get to it. They're like, oh, okay. Here, yeah, somebody was here. There's a weather station. They half-ass explain it. There's like a weird turbine on it, and it measures wind speed or something like that.
Yeah, but it's frozen.
It's frozen, of course. They get the
like, did it ever work to begin with?
I mean, why would you
first
even
day?
need to know what the wind speed is in this mountain
You
pass?
You don't.
You don't.
Yeah.
Exactly. Who gives a shit?
It's really hard or it's not blowing.
It's
Those
cold
are the
as
only
fuck
two
up
things
there.
You need to know.
It's cold as shit. Don't go up there. Got it. That's all the info I need. Of course, they get curious and decide to pop the little box open up there. And what do you know, Jason Harrell? What do we find in the box?
Some kind of dead something.
It's a fucking tongue.
A tongue.
It's a tongue.
I thought it was a turd.
That guy's tongue.
A turd. Somebody took a turd. I find one warm spot to take dump. I take dumping.
That's right.
It's a goddamn tongue, Jason Harrell. All right.
Not an ear.
Not an ear, not a face, not a turd, as Buddy would like to think it is.
Did it warrant the reaction?
No, of course not. No. And to be honest with you, it wasn't clear to me that it was a tongue until after the movie, and I looked at the IMDb trivia. But of course, one chick sees it, or was it one of the guys? So whoever saw it first,
the chick
freaks out and like falls off the tower.
Yeah.
It's only
late in the movie they reference back to it.
Yeah.
Yes. Didn't say it was a tongue.
Yes. It doesn't. That she's fine. We're good to go. So now we continue on our journey. We're getting a little confused because the GPS suddenly stops working, and the compass starts spinning around a little bit, which is awesome. We get a little love on the trail. Jensen really wants to get on top of Denise.
Oh yeah.
Really, I think he would have settled for anybody though. And Denise is wanting to get on top of Andy. And we're going to find out. We get a little, what is she seeing him anyway? I don't know. And Holly's like, well, I don't know, but they're getting pretty cozy. Man. And he's like,
man.
If I could marry my camera, I would. Okay, you fucking homo. We all strike out sometimes, Jensen, and that just happens. So it's not Andy's fault. He just looks better, and you're kind of a turd. So that happens. So now it's like the second night, and we're going to find out that Andy is the master of the quote-unquote trail hookup. So him and Denise abscond to the tent for some lovemaking, while Jensen and Holly break out a Geiger counter and start walking around out in the snow by themselves with a Geiger counter looking for radiation.
I think it was an HR Geiger counter.
I hope so. It was actually xenomorphs they were looking for. Look out for that. You didn't think I was going to get that fucking reference, did you?
I knew you'd get the reference.
It starts pinging, so they follow the radiation, and the radiation level's getting higher and higher and higher. And then they follow it to a weird spot in the snow, so they just kind of kick the snow around a little bit. And wouldn't you know, there's a fucking door in there. A random door in a snowy mountain. They're like, oh, shit, we got to go tell the dudes about this. And Holly's like, no. They're already worried about the Yeti coming back. Don't tell them anything. Now, I didn't catch this when I watched it, but I read about it later. Apparently, if you watch this particular scene closely, you can see the things that are going to show up here in a few minutes. You can see them kind of running around in the background. I didn't revisit.
I saw it earlier. I saw like two of them like go over the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't revisit it because I just don't care. But I'm willing to take your word for it. So there's that.
Yeah.
That also, if later on, will explain the footprints because Holly gets accused of faking them somehow. Okay, they're like, oh shit, it's a door. Let's open it. And
it locks from the outside.
Yeah, Jensen's like, I'm not going to open that door. And she's like, come on, just pour some water on there and
pee on
it. And eventually he's like, okay, let me go get the dudes. And she's like, no, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anyone. They're already freaked out. We'll tell them in the morning, and then when we're going to get out of here anyway. So that was that. There was a whole fight right before they set up camp about, we need to get out of here. Our compasses are all fucked off. We're like 14 miles ahead of where we should be or something like that. But they happen to be at the site of the Dyatlov Pass incident.
Mm-hmm.
So they get all their footage. They do their spray paint little chalk outlines of where the dead guys were found.
That was kind of cool.
Very cool, sure. And now they've got this mysterious door in the middle of a mountain covered in snow that's giving off radiation.
Very creepy.
Very creepy. So now we cut back to our lovemaking session. It's later that night. Holly has decided that she would like to get on top of JP because you're out in the fucking snow, and why not go ahead and have sex with each other, stay warm.
I agree.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Jensen, he gets the get the fuck out of here face from everybody as they're trying to hook up.
He's like, oh.
Why don't I go back to the tent by myself?
Fake yawn.
I guess nobody's going to keep me warm then, you fucking horny pricks.
At least I got Lucille.
Hey, why don't I go rub one out by myself, you assholes?
I'm going to go fuck a Yeti.
Yeah, I'll just bang the snow. It'll be hot. So he unfortunately gets excused. Now we cut to Denise and Andy. Apparently, Andy has a bit of a thing about filming his lovemaking sessions on his phone. So he is on the point of round 2 with Denise. He breaks out his phone. And we get about 2 inches away from seeing her boobs when a bunch of weird shit starts going on outside the tent.
Yeah.
So Andy goes out there to check on it. He's like, hey, what's going on? Holly and Jensen pop out too. They're like, oh no, what's happening? And then boom, avalanche. Fuckers.
Damn cock-blocking avalanche.
Cock-blocking avalanches. Big avalanche. Unfortunately, Denise is still in a state of undress, and she's not too quick on the reaction, so she goes running out of the tent in her wife beater, which was still pretty hot, and then immediately gets crushed by 1,000 pounds of snow.
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of very quickly just give up on Denise. They're like, she's gone. She's
didn't
gone.
Even bother trying.
I know.
I don't see her. She's dead.
Literally buried probably about 6 feet away.
Yeah.
If we step on it, we might be able to help her.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. She's gone. She's gone. All right. Well, fuck. Guess nobody liked Denise. except for me. Other than that, I think Andy got like a twisted foot or something like that. He gets injured somehow in the avalanche. He's kind of fucked up. We just kind of get together what shit we can find and kind of sit it out till the morning. We've got Holly, Jensen, and JP are both in still pretty good shape. And we're going to wait till as soon as the sun comes up, we're going to figure something out. And JP is on the point of setting off a signal flare. But Holly and Jensen convince him not to because they're pretty convinced that somebody started the avalanche. Mm-hmm. Like there's some conspiracy theory here to get them killed, or
well, there were charges that went off right beforehand.
It's possible. I mean, I don't know what an avalanche sounds like.
Well, it was like a pop, pop, like somebody set the charges off.
I thought that was just Denise's ass clapping because she looked pretty. I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but it's quite possible. But either way, they're like, well, we got to do something. And JP's like, there was no charges. Nothing happened. And they convince him to not fire off the signal flare. Just then, like 2 random dudes, as the sun's coming up, 2 random dudes just come walking up the pass. And they're like, oh, look, there's help. Hey, let's get their attention. Hey, we're over here. But Andy, who's like, can't walk and has got a compound fracture of the leg, is like, whoa. No way. Those 2 aren't hikers. They don't have packs. They just happened upon this place. No way. He's still in conspiracy theory mode. Good for him. Unfortunately, the 2 random guys just start shooting at them. Mm-hmm. All right. Pow, pow, pow. So they duck and cover. They shoot the flare off at him. Good for them. And now is a good time for Holly to come clean. Oh, there's a door right over here. If only we had known about that during the fucking avalanche.
Mm-hmm.
maybe we could have saved some people or something. I don't know. So Jensen, Holly, and JP go running to the door. Andy gets killed. They shoot him, and Jensen takes a bullet like in the leg or something as they're making their way into the door. Mm-hmm. They get in there. They close the door. The two random dudes run up behind him and lock him in. And now we're going full conspiracy mode because there's a bunker, fellas. It's a big, scary bunker from World War II. It's all dilapidated, gross looking. Lights are flickering. Looks like the place has been wrecked. Mm-hmm. And they're in there in the bunker, and they get in there. We got like a weird like war room kind of a setup with a bunch of old school radios on one side and random hooks and chains dangling from the ceiling.
Yeah,
very creepy. We get pushed further back. There's a laboratory looking thing, but it's all covered in dust. We get kind of pull JP in there because he's still limping around. Like, hey, dude. You wait right here. We're going to see if there's maybe a back exit to this place or maybe we can find a phone or something. So they go back there, start exploring. It's dark as shit. Something's following them, chasing them around. Mm-hmm. Scary stuff, dude. It looks a lot like a Silent Hill nurse, I guess, but with like spider legs.
Far less sexy.
Way not sexy. And I do not want to have sex with one of these things.
No. But you would.
Well, you get lonely in a bunker after a couple decades. I could be coerced. Chasing them around, trying to bite them and shit. They run back. Unfortunately, the thing comes through the door and just eats JP. So he's out of the equation. In their explorations, they find a dead Russian soldier with his tongue missing. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. And then we find a bunch of paperwork from the 1940s. We come to some very lofty conclusions. This was apparently the Russian version of the Philadelphia experiment, or something close to it, I guess. They're like, and the American version of this was the Philadelphia experiment. They said that the Philadelphia experiment was an attempt to teleport a ship. It was not. It was an attempt to render a ship completely invisible. And if you believe the conspiracy theories, when it materialized, all the sailors on deck were fused to the bulkheads. I don't know if it's true. I don't particularly care, to be honest with you. Anyway, this whatever was going on here was the Russian version of that, and what we got instead was a bunch of mutated radioactive spider people, I guess, with big scary claws, and we find some skeletons with crazy teeth and very scary stuff. And a very conveniently placed ID.
Dude, that thing looked like it just came off of a shelf. It was in pristine condition. That ID.
Yeah. It was in somebody's rib cage, too.
Yeah, it would look like charred remains.
Yeah.
In this pristine little book.
Yeah.
Well, it was because he keeps it in his rib cage.
Oh,
so when they put his body on fire, his body caught. But
gotcha.
I mean, that's where I carry my IDs, right between the third and fourth rib. Stupid. That was very stupid. They're like, "Oh, look at that! It's an ID, and it's some Russian soldier." They think it's probably one of the dudes. They go further back, and they find what I can only describe as a giant sphincter. It's like a big colon, but it flashes up and lights up, and they're like, "Oh, it's
enter here,
exit only, you fuckers." But it lights up and flashes, so they seal themselves into that little sphincter corridor, and they're like, "Okay, well, we should probably, I don't know where it goes, but it'll go somewhere." And they wait for a while, and this is where we get the Heather Donahue-esque footage of, "I'm so sorry, I didn't know this was going to be dangerous." And JP's like, "Oh, it's okay, I agreed anyway, so it's just..." And then the monsters are banging on the big bulkhead, so eventually they decide, well, we're either going to get eaten by these fucking things or we're going to get pooped out through the sphincter. Mm-hmm. So they walk into the sphincter and there's a big...
Which they assume is a teleportation.
They assume, some kind of a wormhole situation.
Yeah.
So they
and of all the places that they were like, well, if we think of where we're going...
That's dumb.
It's really? Yeah. You want to go right back out there in the snow to get shot at?
Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't.
I'd rather go to the bar.
I'd rather go home.
Or
let me go back to my garage. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I know it's safe in my garage most of the time. I didn't understand that at all, and I really hate when they do that shit in movies. They'll come up like with some half-assed idea, and then we just have to sign off on that being how the reality of the movie is. I think the worst example of that is The Happening, where the nutty guy is like, I think the plants are trying to kill us. And then everybody just signs off on that, and that's how it ends up being.
It makes sense that the weeds are angry.
You're stupid. You're stupid. That's a dumb idea. Why are we listening to this guy? Whatever. But anyway, that's exactly what they do. They're like, well, if we just think of where we want to go and we just want to go outside of this place, then it'll be great.
Let's teleport 10 feet in front of their guns.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So they do just that. They hold hands for a second, close their eyes, make a wish, and hop into the sphincter, which poops them out back in the 1940s. And it turns out that Jensen and Holly are the two extra bodies that were found in the initial Ural Mountain rescue attempt. And we get to, because their camera went with them, we get to see the Russian military shoot at some of the search party, and then they bring the bodies inside, and they very conveniently manage to keep the camera rolling on the bodies as they move them. And then they put the bodies on meat hooks, and we see that one of the monster things has the same tattoo as either Holly or
the chick
or Denise. Which one?
Oh, I don't know which chick it was.
One of them,
I can't remember.
The one that lived.
One of them had a goddamn like a wing tattoo behind her ear or something, and that turns out is one of the monsters that was chasing them around when they initially breached the bunker. And that is your movie, gentlemen. Mm-hmm. What did you think of Devil's Pass?
Terrible.
I didn't care for it myself. I did not care for this one.
I was so disinterested in this fucking movie. Like, it was so slow, man.
The pacing was the exact same as the Blair Witch Project. You telegraph the ending. You know where we're going. 5 minutes in, we're already getting news flashes of the missing kids. Yeah, and then we get the like 30 seconds after that, we get the hacker group that leaked the footage to that weird leak site or whatever. So, yeah, clearly they're all going to die. Okay, fine. I'm still interested. I'd like to see how they die. More to the point, I'd like to see the sound girl take her shirt off, but whatever. I'm still I'm willing to hang out with you. And then from there, all we get is like literally the Blair Witch Project in the snow. We have the tongue. We have the lost in the wilderness. Don't know which way to get out of here. We have people disappearing, sort of. We have basically
the
all
people on the meat hook it was basically Mike in the corner.
Yes, exactly.
Mike, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you have it, man.
I get where you're drawing your analogy, but dude, you can, at least me, I can rewatch Blair Witch a lot. And even though that's a slow-paced movie, it's at least interesting. I like the things that are going on. It's compelling as far as the story goes.
Sure.
Delving into the lore. This thing was just a fucking slow, miserable crawl with nothing but illogical moves.
Totally. I get it. And we don't even... We have a Heather Donahue-esque character who's like driving the expedition forward. But because you're lacking that cuntiness, you're kind of, okay. Okay, tomorrow we're going to turn around. Okay, fine. Okay, but if that were the real Heather Donahue out there, she'd be like, no, we got to get it. We got to keep moving. And we got to keep spurring this, stepping it forward, taking it up another notch. I didn't care. I feel like they would have done themselves a much better, a certain service if they had stayed true to the actual Dyatlov Pass incident, which is very fascinating if you want to do a deep dive into it. But they strayed so far away from it, from the time frame, from the number of hikers, from the search party. There's a couple other things that were different. There was like lights in the sky and shit like that. But you got so far away from that, you brought us right back into fiction mode, and now any air of believability is gone.
Not just anybody can pull off a
Blair Witch.
No, like a time loop type movie.
Yeah.
For these motherfuckers to think they're Christopher Nolan, they failed epically. I didn't care for it. There's far better examples of at least like kind of time loop, paradox, wormhole type shit.
Sure.
I don't really know if I can't think of any right offhand that tie into horror, and so I can appreciate that effort, but it just didn't feel like a rewarding conclusion.
I agree, buddy. What do you think?
Oh, and the CGI was terrible.
Oh yeah, it was
monstrous.
Stupid. Especially for 2013. We had better capabilities at that point. What'd you think of this one, buddy?
It was all right.
It was all right?
Yeah.
You're too kind. Honestly, I'm not mad at this. It's just not good. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's nothing. I'm not furious.
I've seen way worse.
I've seen much worse.
Yes.
I
still gave it a 4.
That's generous. I would say that's generous. I would probably come in like a 3 or so. All right, gentlemen. Let's take us a little break. We'll come back with some other stuff.
Bye.
Sunday is gloomy, my hours are slumberless. Dearest, the shadows I live with are numberless. Little white flowers will never awaken you, not where the black coat of sorrow has taken you. Angels have no thought of ever returning you. Would they be angry if I thought of joining you? Gloomy Sunday, with shadows I spend it all. My heart and I have decided to end it all. Soon there'll be candles and prayers that are sad, I know. Let them not weep, let them know that I'm glad to go. Death is no dream, for in death I'm caressing you. With the last breath of my soul, I'll be blessing you. Gloomy Sunday, dreaming I was only dreaming. I wake and I find you asleep in the deep of my heart. Dear darling, I hope that my dream never haunted you. My heart is telling you how much I wanted you. Gloomy Sunday.
Hey inmates, if you like what you hear, head over to the Padded Room Facebook group and support us through the Patreon link with a small monthly donation. Check out the T-Villain link at paddedroom.podbean.com and grab some t-shirts. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the show.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, boy.
This is apropos of nothing, but I've got a couple of book recommendations. That's where that song that I just played came from. Yeah. There's two that I finished this week. They're both pretty good. First one is called Come Closer by Sarah Gran. Great demonic possession, written from the perspective of the possessee.
I look forward to the movie.
Yeah, I don't think there was a movie made of that one
that
yet.
Just means I'll never.
That means you're never going to fucking read it, you lazy sod. You have nothing to do, Jason. You have
I got
nothing
better
to
things to do than read a fucking book.
Read a book, why
Fuck
don't
a
you?
book.
Oh, come on.
Well, now that you're retired, you can read a book.
No, he's still not going to do it.
No.
That requires literacy and effort, things of that nature. Also, A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay. That one's got its borders on the demonic possession also, but the fucking ending is a real kick to the taint. And it will fucking fuck you. But that song that I just played, Gloomy Sunday, plays a prominent role in Head Full of Ghosts.
Oh. Now, were these audiobooks or did you read?
They were audible books.
Oh.
Yeah. So don't diss me
I'm a diss
about
you.
my literacy.
I'm going to diss you. You can't read and you can't even sit and listen? Come on, man. Get it together.
So fucking boring.
Oh, stop it right now. Speaking of boring, here comes 3 on a Meat Hook.
Three on a Meat Hook.
This week's Meat Hook, true crime horror films, gentlemen. Jason, hit me with number 3 when you're ready.
Well, first off, I'd like to point out that once again, you left room for interpretation.
I always do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
So Sarah doesn't have one because we couldn't decide what the hell you actually meant.
Okay.
So what I did was I went with movies based upon real life, even loosely based upon real life events.
That's more or less what I was thinking, but okay.
Okay, number 3, the Amityville Horror.
Okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about the original or the Ryan?
Yeah, original.
Okay. Have you seen the Ryan?
Either are fine. Yeah, both are fine.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's got more sexiness in it.
That's the thing. That's the thing, man. I you know what? I'm not at all mad at the remake. It's just it strays greatly from the original.
Yeah,
and I'm not. In hindsight, I'm not all that big of a fan of the original either.
It gives me a lot of nostalgia.
It does. What do you think? Real or bullshit?
Oh, it's bullshit.
I agree.
Yeah,
you agree?
I agree.
Yeah. I was on board with the haunting and all the Warrens going in there and saying they'll never go back in and the gateway to hell. What got me is about 10 years ago, a documentary came out called My Amityville Horror, and they basically tracked down Danny Lutz, who was one of the kids in the original movie, and got his side of the story. And everything's going great. He's talking about the hauntings and the paranormal stuff, and it's freaking everybody out. And he's a little, he's not crazy, but documentary portrayed him as being a little unstable. At the very end, they're like, okay, Danny, great story. Thank you very much for joining us. Would you mind subjecting yourself to a lie detector test? And he freaks right out. I'm not taking a fucking test. Fuck you, fucking fuckers. Okay, now you're full of shit.
Yeah.
Now you're full of shit there, Danny Lutz, and that's all there is to that. And now we can all agree that you are full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's still not court admissible. I don't give any validity to those fucking tests.
No, I know it's not. I don't either. But
right.
But the fact that he fucking freaked
refused
out and refused,
out, yeah.
I get you.
That's what tells me you're full of shit.
Maybe he just hates being called a liar.
Well, that's fine too. But I mean, whatever. Buddy, what do you got on number 3, big dog?
Number 3, My Friend Dahmer.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Is it?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember I really like that one.
Okay, right on. Yeah. I expect there'd be a lot of gay stuff in there.
You know.
I mean, every Tuesday I watch it.
It is Dahmer. What do you expect?
There is that. Speaking of gay stuff, my number 3, Snowtown Murders.
Oh.
Great movie. Watched it once. Never ever going to watch it again. Based on a real serial killer in Australia. And they do a lot of kid stuff in this one. And that's pretty gnarly, dude. It gets pretty ugly. But from what I understand, it's pretty factually accurate to what actually went down. which makes it even worse.
Yeah,
but good movie, acted well, shot very intriguingly. Kind of makes you wonder about the Australians. Mm-hmm. And I know we have a big Australian listener base,
huge fan base.
Just a little huge. What's going on down there? Right on. How about number 2 there?
Number 2, Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Right on. Actually based on the exorcism of Annalise
something.
Italian. Something. What do you think? Real or bullshit?
I'll go real on that.
I think I'm an agnostic at best, so I will say probably mental illness. But I'm not going to speculate as to the existence of God, not on a fucking stupid podcast like this one. But I think that mental illness coupled with religion can just kind of
make you more crazy.
Yeah, or give you like a direction to point the crazy in, which I think it could also be a thing. Or it could be that she had a fucking demon in her there, buddy. Yeah. So think about that. Make you twist your head all around, give you spinal problems later on in life. Fuck you right up, dude.
Oh, yeah.
For real. Make it, and then here comes a bunch of Catholics that are want to beat the demon out of you, more or less.
Sodomize you.
Or sodomize the demon out of you, too. Whatever. Right on. How about number 2 there, buddy?
Zodiac, based off the Zodiac Killer.
Great movie.
Good movie.
That is a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd call it a horror movie. We're kind of stretching the bounds of horror already, but it felt more like a crime drama to me. But, hell of a show. Mm-hmm. Gyllenhaal. Who else was in that? Wasn't was it Robert Downey Jr., I think?
Oh, shit. The guy that plays in the...
I
can't remember his name. He's in this... Oh, Mark Ruffalo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell of a show, man. And we can speculate as to who the actual Zodiac Killer was, but we'll never know now at this point. We can... for sure it was this guy, but that guy's been dead 10 years. So that in a way makes it worse, I don't know.
Yeah, good flick.
Great show. My number 2 is actually a documentary. It's called Killer Legends. Have you guys seen this?
No.
So these 2 documentarians basically start running down urban myths. They run down or they try to, I should say, the town that dreaded sundown, the Texarkana murders.
Yeah.
They do a whole deep dive into that in the movie and everything. Not the Candyman, but the idea basically of somebody poisoning Halloween candy or putting the proverbial razor blade in the apple. They chased that down. That actually did happen. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just razor blades and apples though. It was pixie sticks and it was cyanide powder. And it was targeted at one guy that was trying to get rid of his stepkids. But he just he didn't want it to come back to him, so he ended up poisoning the whole neighborhood, which luckily was a small neighborhood, and only 8 or 9 kids actually got killed.
Luckily.
It could have been a lot worse,
Yeah.
But he did get caught, and then that was kind of like the beginning of the Candyman mythos, so to speak, or, the poison of the razor blades and the hypodermic needles and and there was a couple other ones. They did a great job. That's why I recommend it. They also did, not to go off on a tangent here, but the same guys did another documentary called Cropsy, which in the... I'm going to fuck this all up. In the late 70s, in Staten Island, a bunch of special needs kids went missing, and that basically gave birth to an urban legend of this serial killer called Cropsy. Turns out, somebody was caught and convicted, but it was basically a janitor that worked at the local mental institution. And this is pre-Reagan era. This was back when we had those arcane mental institutions that were basically just concentration camps for special needs people. But he was convicted, but he maintained his innocence up to his dying day, and he was himself fucking crazy. And they go back, and so now in Staten Island they have this urban legend of this Cropsy serial killer, which kind of gets touched on in the movie The Burning. Have you guys ever seen The Burning? probably the first summer camp slasher movie. Starred Jason Alexander and Holly Hunter.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's something to see.
I actually went to watch it a couple days ago.
Oh, but then you didn't watch it?
I went ADD and forgot all about it.
Perfect.
Till this very moment.
Well done, sir. You have blocked it from your memory. It's something, that documentary is pretty good too, but if I have to pick between the two, I'm going to go with Killer Legends just because they kind of branch out a little bit more. That's my number 2. How about number 1, J-Bo?
Number 1, very loosely based, 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay. All right.
If the original is loosely based upon a thing,
Ed Gein.
Then this is loosely based upon a thing, but this is far superior.
I will agree.
To what I just said, yes.
I'm just not going to say anything.
Well, there we go.
I need to formulate a better thought about that before I start running my mouth. I'm cool with that. I mean, it's not. It is. It's based on It's based on a movie that's based on a true story.
Yep.
So sure, why not? True crime by proxy.
Exactly.
Sure. It's great. I like that, man. It's a great show.
It is.
Ignoring the true crime possible element, just the grittiness of it. I would much rather run into Bubba Sawyer than I would Thomas Hewitt. Thomas Hewitt doesn't look like he needs the chainsaw. He will pick you up and snap you in half without it.
For sure.
Dude, when he does that standing leap onto the top of the VW van,
yeah.
Fuck me. He should be playing for the NFL. I'm not going to run away from him. He's going to catch me in no time. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Standing at the line. I'm going to eat you.
I'm sorry. Here's the ball. I'm sorry.
That's right.
That's all you can do, man. Right on, buddy. How about number 1?
Wolf Creek.
Oh, sure. Yeah. First or second one?
First one.
First one.
Again, going back to Australia?
Australia again.
What is going on down there, Tim?
Terror domes.
All kinds of nastiness.
Thunderdome. What the hell is it?
Thunderdome.
There it is.
Mad Max.
Yeah.
Don't ask Tim about Mad Max. He hates those fucking movies, which is astounding to me. It's a good show. Mick Taylor, savage son of a gun, but still kind of likable in a weird way, which makes it worse in a weird way. My number 1 is going to be Extremely Wicked and Vile, and there's like 5 words there. I wrote down the letters of the initials.
How'd that work out?
Extremely Wicked, Sadistically Evil and Vile. No. I'll go with that. You know what the hell movie?
No.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Great movie. The thing about it that I like the most is that even if you don't know what it's based on, you don't know the real Ted Bundy, if you're just watching the movie, you're kind of rooting for Ted Bundy, right? Because Zac Efron plays him as just this likable dude.
Oh, yeah.
And he just keeps getting railroaded into these weird serial killer situations, which is problematic, sure. But at the same time, you're like, well, he's got some points, you know? The animals could have bitten her head off after death. Sure. I don't know, man. I thought it was a great movie. Anything with John Malkovich in it is going to win my vote. That's my number 1. Nothing from Sarah this week, Jason?
Well,
Pookie tapes?
So what she was...
Honorable mentions?
Well, that's funny you should say that. Because her interpretation of what you were saying was movies that basically are about true crime within the movie itself.
Not based on a true crime.
Right.
Okay.
Not a real life true crime, but a true crime within the work of fiction itself.
Okay.
So her 3 were Silence of the Lambs, Sinister, and Poughkeepsie Tapes.
That's funny.
Okay. I get that.
Yeah.
That's sure.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
But we were like, what does he mean?
I'm not going to tell you what I mean.
I
want you to
and
figure
I refuse to ask you.
Don't ask me because I'm not going to tell you. You go with it.
So then we went back and forth discussing her list because she was still at work. And I'm all, and then she says, fucking Darian. And I'm like, and I said, he's the worst.
Fuck that son of a bitch. I hate him and his stupid lists. Right on, dudes. We would like to know what your top 3 true crime horror movies are. Get us your list whenever you fucking feel like it. Go to paddedroompodcast.com. Hit the contact link. That'll bring up an email. Comes right to us. Or you can go mail@paddedroompodcast.com, and that'll get you there also. You can also ask us questions, vote on the Terradome.
Send dirty and dick pics.
Alter pictures of me. That seems to be what people love to do these days. Photoshop me into all kinds of weird stuff. Right on, inmates. I think it's Terradome time, though, gentlemen.
No tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
I'm not gonna hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right the fuck in. I'll kill you all. I'll drive you crazy. I'll kill you all. I'll bring the brain and the heart. My worst dream come true.
6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
Welcome to the Terradome.
First, last week's winner. Singles competition, we had Sammy Kerr versus Aaron Boone. Sammy Kerr, of course, of Trick or Treat. Aaron Boone of the Nightbreed. The electric arcs danced and crashed around the headstones of Midian, igniting small fires in the overgrown brush. Small fires that sparked larger fires. The guitar howled through the night as the trapped Nightbreed incinerated in the conflagration. Sammy played on, accompanied by a chorus of anguished screams. With a vote of 7-4, Sammy advances over Aaron.
Wow.
Sammy and Aaron going at it again. I feel like these are two schoolyard kids. Just can't seem to get along with each other. Damn it!
I'm going to separate you, boys.
If I have to separate you one more time.
Grab him by the ear.
Sammy's ear just come right off.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this week's matchup, shall we? We are in the Asylum Conference Round 8. Bear with me, inmates. This one is a bit of a thing, and I'm not much of a writer. And I'm probably going to have to explain to you who one of these people is at the end. Rural Bavaria is a wild place. Small villages and farming communities that haven't changed since the end of the Second World War dot the countryside, while tall peaks and narrow valleys warn visitors of its dangers. A person could live a solitary but fruitful life in these valleys. Albrun was well aware. She'd seen centuries go by from her cottage, all under the protection of her craft. Now an American encroaches. An outlaw wanted by international authorities. The highly dangerous and unstable Annie Wilkes was wanted in the U.S. for the capture and torture of the best-selling author Paul Sheldon, as well as the murder of a police officer. Why the American chose Albrun's Valley to hide, she couldn't say, nor could she be allowed to stay. We have Annie Wilkes versus Albrun. Who the fuck is Albrun, you ask? You're going to have to watch a movie called Hagazusa to find out.
I refuse.
Why? Why are you already refusing? She is a witch, and she does some really nasty stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Well, she gets fucked with pretty hard, but I can't ruin this movie for you because the ending is a real fucking fist to the butthole. Wow. As to the depths that she is
now
going.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
A fist to the butthole.
What's the name of this movie?
The name is Hagazusa. I can send you a link. I believe it was streaming on Shudder for a while.
Yeah. Send me a link.
It is. It's pretty gnarly, dude. I will just leave it at that. Since you guys have neither one of you, I assume, has seen Hagazusa, I assume you're going to take Annie.
Yeah, for sheer weight alone.
I mean, yeah, she's got some heft to her.
She's a husky broad.
Well, I'm going to go with, you said she's a witch?
She is.
Okay, I'll go with the witch.
Okay. I'm going to take Albrun also because Annie is crazy and she can definitely fuck up a crippled romance writer. Other than that, I don't think she's going to do much.
Oh, she doesn't stand a chance, but she still gets my vote.
Alrighty, fair enough. That's your Terror Dome matchup for the weekend, mates. It's Albrun from Hagazusa versus Annie Wilkes from, of course, Misery. Get us your votes by next week. If you can, Mental Health Hotline is area code 775-387-0275, or go to paddedroompodcast.com and find our links there. In the meantime, we must now tell you what movies we got to watch this week in a segment we like to call, What Are You Looking At?
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
How about The Green Knight from 2021? You guys seen this one?
Yeah.
What do you think?
It wasn't as good as I hoped for it to be, but I actually liked it quite a bit.
It actually had me up until the last 20 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
Then it went full A24.
A24.
Motherfucker,
you
man.
got A24.
I got
right
A24 right in the fucking mouth this time. I don't know, man.
Yep. Another one of those movies where you got to start looking at explanations.
And that's what it is. And I'm not mad at it. It was a pretty good show, but at the end, when I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but you get A24 at the end, and I was like, you motherfucker, you got me with this shit again, you son of a bitch.
Yep.
And I don't know, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I say it's worth it. I don't think I'll ever watch it again, to be honest with you. Great show. First time you watch. Have you seen it, buddy?
No.
Okay, I'm not going to say anymore. Check it out. Be prepared. It's an A24 film.
Okay.
And it's got an A24 ending. Which is going to make you go, oh, what the fuck is fucking fucker, fuck off, kind of a thing. I watched that, and then I watched a movie called Death Game from 1977. You guys seen this one? This is actually... Have you guys seen Knock Knock with Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
I feel like that is a remake of this. It stars Sandra Locke as one of the...
Clint Eastwood's old lady?
Clint Eastwood's old lady, yes. And, Colleen Camp. You probably don't recognize the name. I will tell you that she played Yvette in Clue. Very well endowed young lady. And they get down in this movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
With the guy, and it's the exact same movie other than that. His wife goes away on a business trip, dark and stormy night, there's a knock on the door, two hotties roll in, fuck him senseless, and then proceed to wreck his entire
definitely
existence.
Sounds like the same movie.
It is pretty much the exact same movie. It's fine. It is what it is, I guess. I mean, if you've seen Knock Knock, then you've seen this.
Yeah.
I think probably these two chicks are a little bit hotter. I think this is pre-Eastwood Sandra Locke also.
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand, I could be wrong, but like Eastwood had to divorce her because she went ballistic. I don't know if that's true. I think that's just Hollywood lore at this point, but there was a whole thing about it, and I don't want to speculate. That's all I got to watch this week, inmates. How about you, Jason?
Well, I watched The Mutilator and Swallow for last week's show that I didn't make it to.
What'd you think of those movies?
Well, I had seen Swallow before. I rewatched it.
Okay.
Not a horror movie.
Fair enough.
The Mutilator is very silly.
Yeah.
Very funny. What is up with the buddy sitcom kind of music that
Fall
goes
Break?
on?
Yeah.
Fall break. Gonna
I
have a
expected
good time.
Balky Bartalkamus to jump in at any point in time. Like, it was just so whimsical.
It was.
Okay.
Out of the blue, yeah.
So Joe Bob did this for one of his shows, and he did the deep dive on where it came from and the marketing and the team behind it and everything. He gave that thing 2 fingers worth of a prostate check. And basically, as he explained it, the movie was originally marketed as quote-unquote Fall Break,
right.
in which it was supposed to be a buddy 80s comedy with some a light dusting of horror at the end. They marketed it that way, they released it that way, and it tanked. So the studio that released it recalled it, repackaged it as The Mutilator, made them do a bunch of reshoots. That's why you have all those last-minute scenes of, like, the spear going into the guy's head, and that whole sequence with the vaginal whoop-de-doo. That was part of that, and then they repackaged it as a straight horror film, The Mutilator.
She should have screamed more with that scene.
You would think, right? Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Maybe she enjoyed it.
For the first part, anyway. But for some fucking reason, they never bothered to reshoot the opening sequence or change the title. And thus what we have is The Mutilator / Fall Break.
There was even that scene where, like, the guy's running out of the room and it's all...
the Benny Hill sequence.
The Benny Hill, yeah.
Fuck, that makes a lot of sense.
And then who didn't see the dad being the murderer?
They showed it, like, in the first 45 minutes. He just wakes up in the shed and he's like, oh, tell everybody.
Let's see. We went to the theater and saw Talk to Me.
How's that?
We really liked it.
Nice.
And it's an A24 movie that does not A24 you.
I'm glad to hear that.
Cool. No, it's good.
Right on.
It's actually really good.
Good.
We also saw Haunted Mansion.
How's that?
Sarah gave it a perfect 10.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like, it hit everything she loves.
Well, she also really enjoyed Hocus Pocus. So... That's fine. It's the Disney Halloween vibe. I get that.
It was it's visually fun.
Yeah.
A lot of the comedy kind of fell flat for me. But
I was going to say, it's getting horrible reviews. Is it that bad?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I still gave it a 6.5.
Did you ever see the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion?
No.
Okay. I was going to ask if it was better or worse, but...
you've never seen... Have you ever seen that one?
No.
Oh.
Right on. That it?
And that's it.
Buddy?
I got to check out the Frankenstein Theory.
Okay.
That was actually pretty funny. Little skit those guys had. I don't know.
Little skit?
Well, it's more of that live documentary style.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
And I thought they were funny.
Okay, let me ask you this. You watched The Devil's Pass on Tubi.
Yes.
Did it just roll right into Frankenstein Theory?
Yes.
2 feet behind you, my TV just did the exact same thing.
Oh, really?
I'm now looking at the Frankenstein Theory.
Oh, funny.
I've seen it before. It's a silly premise. And, it's fine for what it is.
Yeah, some of the acting in there was pretty funny. And then right after this rolls right into Extraterrestrial.
Okay.
It was okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've seen that one, too. That's fine.
Me too.
Right on.
That's it.
That's it? Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Well, how about some immersion therapy then, gentlemen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You. dirty man, you.
Immersion therapy.
Well, what do you have to say for yourself?
I enjoyed it.
I'm sure hilarious. You did. I'm sure you did.
I was like, this is so gross.
Nasty man.
Yeah. I saw the ending coming, of course.
I don't think I did see the ending coming, actually. I mean, I knew there was going to be something disgusting in the box. We're talking about the special.
Also known as an hour and a half of fucking eroded cantaloupe.
But I think that's pretty much it, yeah. A plastic bag full of fucking filth. It's disgusting, man. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I've had good blowjobs and I've had bad blowjobs. I've never had a blowjob that has wanted me to, like, go and commit felonies.
Right.
Or even really to get married or anything weird. Like, it's not going to make me lose my fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
You can do some fun things with my penis. Great. So can I.
Yeah, but, like when that's combined with the level of cunt that his old lady was.
His wife was a snatch.
Yeah.
Sure.
And she ran around on him.
I get that. I would too.
I mean, I could see curb stomping a gypsy lady.
That's a bit much. I mean, that's a bit much. You're walking out of here with basically a traveling glory hole.
Yeah.
Is it worth all of that? You can go. You can find a glory hole somewhere in your town, and if you're not too worried about who or what is on the other side of it, $25 and you'll get sorted out. My personal motto: if I think I have a good idea, I'm going to beat off, and then I'll see if it's still a good idea.
Okay.
And it's served me. Like,
it does a job, right?
For the most part, I think I'm doing okay. Yeah.
I have to say that for all of its pain points, it's better than I thought it would be. It kept me interested.
Yeah.
I did not see that ending.
Me neither.
Coming around.
Yeah.
I was pretty fucking pleased with the ending, actually. I liked that. That's fucked up, man.
Yeah. When you find out what's in the box, that'll do. That's good. That's good. That's good enough for me. If you haven't seen it, inmates, you should probably see it at least once so you can get some of this inside humor that we're teeing off on.
Without the kids.
Don't watch this with the kids. You don't want that. Well, I mean, there's actually like very little sex in it, other than him just putting it in the. But does that count as sex?
What's in the box?
Keep that fucking thing closed.
What's grosser, fucking that thing or kissing it?
Oh, God. Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, at the point where he's like carrying it around and talking to it, you kind of know where we're headed, right?
You're a good rotted cantaloupe, aren't you?
So glad I got you out of there. You deserve better than that. Okay. It's a box with a hole in it, you nasty. What do you got for us this week, buddy?
All right, this week let's check out 2012's Chained. It's about a young man held prisoner by a cab-driving serial killer that must make a life or death choice between following in his captor's footsteps or breaking free. You'll find this gem on Tubi or Prime.
Oh, real quick.
Huh.
I forgot that I had taken this. I took a picture of the TV
perfect.
While watching
the special.
The special.
Okay.
So the wife is reading the husband's credit card bill, and it's fucking laughable. So his account number is 12345678901.
Well, okay.
This guy does not have good credit.
No.
He has a credit line of $1,500.
That's it.
And let's see. He bought a monitor from Techville, U.S.
Techville. I've been there.
He got something from the gift attic at Whoville, U.S.
Ooh.
And he ate at the Pizza Palace in Small Town, U.S.
Well, okay.
It's the worst movie prop I've ever seen.
God.
Well, but yet they went through and made special effort to
make it look
actually
real.
Make the percentage rates look like legitimate. But the customer service is 5555555. There's so much effort here on so much of it, just to kind of cheap out on some aspects.
On the creative part of it, yeah.
Anyway, just something I thought was humorous.
I love it when you take pictures of the TV.
This is what I do when I'm watching movies.
I love that about you, Jason. Check that shit out, inmates. I'm going to tell you right now, I've seen this one before, and it's a bit of a rough watch. So prepare yourself for that. And there's some kid stuff here also.
Oh, damn.
Check it out either way, inmates. We'll do the same and compare notes next week. Now, unfortunately, you must educate me.
Educating Miss Monica.
First, my clues from last week. I am a small town hood in an even smaller town, I guess. Smaller crime situation. I own the local diner, but I'm banging the local drug dealer's girlfriend. So I'm in a bit of trouble there, and he is now extorting me for money. Says the only way I can get him paid is to rob the eccentric family that lives out on the outskirts of town. Turns out they're a bunch of genetic freaks, and they got one porno star, one Incredible Hulk guy, and another guy that is just a giant head that sits in a chair, almost like MODOK from Marvel. I am, of course, head of the family. Have you guys seen this one?
No.
Full Moon, baby.
Ooh.
Charles Band, yes, sir.
All right.
If you're 12 years old, you can beat your dick savagely to this one. I'll tell you that right now. It is almost entirely TNA and ridiculous special effects.
Wow.
That's all there is to this movie, really. Who might I be this week, you ask?
We do ask.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, I am a horny 17-year-old girl who just got her first period. I also have some serious career ambitions, probably a bit more than I am academically prepared for. I'm also the most awkward fucking female you've ever met in your life. But I'm going to talk the local jock into having sex with me, and then I'm going to go ahead and perform some surgery on the neighbor and my kid sister. And nothing is going to go... I think I'm smarter than everybody else, but I'm not. I'm actually just a weirdo. And for some goddamn reason, I'm going to shave my head at the end. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Whatever. Who might I be, you ask? Tune in next week, and I'll drop some knowledge on you, inmates. In the meantime, I think that's about going to do it for us. Thank you very much for joining us this week. As usual, like, comment, subscribe wherever you found this show. That helps our visibility. If you feel like going the extra mile, we do have a Patreon campaign running. Go to paddedroompodcast.com. You'll find all the links and necessary contact info for that there, as well as the reward tiers and the swag and all that stuff. You're going to love it over there. You can also vote on the Terradome while you're there. You can check out the Meat Hook while you're there. You can look at the horrible things that the inmates have done to pictures of me in the little social recreational area there. It's hilarious. The amount of effort that people put into mutilating my pictures
right?
It's really something. It's almost like a career path at this point. Join us next week for The Jacket here in Buddy's birthday month. Weird, mind-bendy, time-twisty movies. In the meantime, I think that's about going to do it for us. Gentlemen, you have anything else for the week?
That's it.
Alrighty. For Jason, Buddy, the Dyatlov Pass incident and the 9 dead hikers that came out of it, boobs that we almost got to see, and I feel a bit cheated by not seeing them, cock-blocking avalanches, of course, dead rock stars and the damage they can do to the Nightbreed, and the Padded Room Podcast. I'm afraid visiting hours are over.
Bye. Have a great week.
Click my heels and dance with the heat rise.